Hello, Doris.
You can't imagine what I've been going through.
Yes, I was very sorry to hear about your husband.
Oh, no, not that. Of course, losing Stanley was hard, but it's almost worse.
Worse?
Oh, Mark, it's horrible.
What's horrible?
I found out what people really think of me.
Oh, how?
It was on video. The video of Charlotte's wedding. I finally got around to looking at it this week. I thought it would cheer me up after Stanley died. Cheer me up. Ah!
People talked about you on the video?
Stanley gave my cousin Freddie the camera to go around the room. You know, to get people to say something to the newlyweds. I hate it when they do that at weddings.
So people told Freddie what they thought of you.
No, you're not listening. Freddie left the camera running at Charlotte's table. Now on the video, all you can see is the bottom of a flower arrangement, but you can hear everything. Everything. There must have been 10 people there, including Charlotte and David.
David?
My brother, pay attention. All I did was ask the groom's family to step back a little in the receiving line. Everyone knows that the bride's family should be the first to greet people. It's an Emily Post, for God's sake. So I asserted myself a little. And why shouldn't I? We paid for the wedding. $45,000 to be exact. And what do I get in return? Vindictive little barbs behind my back. You should listen to my brother on this tape. That bastard saying things he'd never say to my face.
Like what?
Lies! That I send things back at restaurants, and that I'm rude to waiters, and that I'm always telling the same stories meant to, what did he say? Oh yeah, get this. To puff up my fragile ego.
Yes, I can see how that would be upsetting.
What I can never forgive him for is what he said about Stanley. That I always ordered him around, and that I was critical of his clothing. Yes, I did tell Stanley to change his shirt occasionally. He needed me to tell him when he looked slovenly. That's what wives are for. And now he's gone. Stanley's gone and he can't defend me. Oh, Mark, I need to see you again every week. I need my old-time slot back.
I'm sorry, Doris, but as I told you, I'm scaling back my practice. I'm not taking any new clients.
I spent 3 years on this couch. 3 years spilling out my guts to you. How does that make me a new client? I'll take an evening slot if I have to.
I'm sorry, Doris, but I only agreed to see you today because I thought it would give us some closure.
Closure? Now you want closure?
Yes, after you abruptly ended therapy last September.
Oh, because you started going off the deep end.
Are you talking about the transactional therapy?
Yes, if that's what you call those ridiculous acting games.
Role-play exercises. I thought you might be able to get more of your emotional needs met if you worked on your communication skills.
No, I don't think I have to work on communication skills. I was a journalist before I got married. I was offered a job on the New York Daily News.
Yes, you've told me.
Last night, I remembered something about my mother. I was lying in bed, and I remembered this. I remembered that she told me that I would never find somebody to love me. Can you believe she could say that?
Yes.
She annihilated me.
Mm-hmm.
She told me that on my birthday.
I know. On your 16th birthday, you were visiting your grandparents, and they had just given you a pair of skates.
I told you this before.
More than a few times.
Oh, well, I'm sorry if I'm boring you.
Doris, I've spoken to a colleague of mine, Dr. Linda Graves. She's willing to work with you. She's very good.
I don't want a referral. I don't want to start all over again.
You won't be starting over. I think we've done a lot of good work together.
What about your other patients? Are you abandoning them?
I can't discuss that. I'm sorry if this feels like abandonment to you.
You're too young to retire. What are you going to do?
I'm not retiring. I'm going to write and take some time off.
Take time off. Is that responsible when you have patients who depend on you?
Doris, I don't want to debate the ethics of this. I hoped we could part with a sense of resolution.
Resolution. You want resolution.
Yes.
All right. Then tell me if I'm a clinical narcissist.
I don't understand.
On the tape, my brother called me narcissistic. Now, he's a college professor, so he thinks he's an expert on everything. So tell me, am I a narcissist?
Well, As a clinical definition, it's subject to interpretation.
All right, fine. Here, you can interpret this. I looked it up. Narcissistic personality disorder is marked by alternating bouts of victimization and grandiosity. Defects of empathy lead narcissists to wildly inaccurate misinterpretations of other people's speech and actions, so that they may believe they are liked and respected despite a history of callous and exploitative personal interactions. So, in your professional opinion, does this describe me?
In some ways, but it's not that simple.
So it's true then. I suffer from narcissism.
We all do to some degree, some more than others.
Then why didn't you tell me that?
Frankly, I thought it wouldn't help. What would you have done with that information?
What would I have done? Well, I know one thing I wouldn't have done. I would have had to wait 3 years and spend $30,000 to get a professional diagnosis by my asshole brother because someone left the camera running by mistake.
Doris, I don't think...
No, you go off to Montana or Mexico and write your book or do whatever the hell you've been dying to do and leave me here to rot. Who do I have left now? I have nobody. Nobody. My life is over. I'm practically dead. Stanley's gone. And all my friends have died or moved to Boca. Now you want to leave me too? I thought you were my friend, but friends tell each other the truth.
I know you're very upset now.
Oh, you can tell I'm upset. I'm so glad to know I'm upset. My problem has a name. I suffer from acute upsetness. What amazing perceptions and diagnostic tools you have at your disposal. You're really astonishing. You should win Psychologist of the Year.
Doris, please calm down. I'll try to be as honest as I can. I know it must have hurt you very much to hear people making fun of you, but perhaps you can look at this as an opportunity. Yes, I do think you sometimes lack empathy for other people. In your case, I believe you can change if you have the will. That's the good news. And that's why I was trying to encourage you to try transactional therapy, to learn to be more empathetic. I believe that if you learn to meet other people's needs, people may meet your needs in return, and you might feel less alone in the world.
Well, it would have been nice 3 years ago to know what I was fighting.
Perhaps. I hope you'll consider working with Dr. Graves. She just had an opening.
Really? Did one of her patients die?
I'll give you her card. I really do wish you the best, Doris.
So this is it, huh? The big kiss off, this is what you're telling me?
I am saying goodbye.
It's only been 10 minutes. It takes me an hour to drive here.
I told you I couldn't do a full session.
You said 20 minutes. I have 10 minutes left.
I don't know what we would accomplish.
Let's try the role play exercises.
It's a longer process.
I have 10 minutes. I'm paying you. Here. $150 in cash. Now, teach me to be empathetic.
Put your money away, please. We can try the exercise, but this is still our last session.
Fine.
I don't know where to begin.
Let's do that thing where you pretend to be somebody who's sick, remember? I haven't seen you in a long time. I run into you at a supermarket.
Yes, we can try that. You can call me Fred.
All right, you're Fred. Who am I?
You're Doris.
Oh, right, of course. I'm Doris. That should be easy. What does Fred do for a living?
It doesn't matter.
But I'm supposed to know this person.
He's a doctor.
Is he married?
No, he's not married.
Why not?
The only important thing is that he's sick.
Okay, let me visualize the situation. I'm in the supermarket and I see Fred. I'm in the frozen food section. I'm buying a box of peas. And there you are, picking out some ice cream. Fred, is that you?
Yes. Oh, hello, Doris.
How have you been? I haven't seen you in months.
Not so great, really.
No, what's the matter?
Well, to tell the truth, I've been sick.
have you? Isn't it awful, all the things that are going around?
Hmm?
I got a stomach virus last week. I had it 3 days. I was so miserable.
Doris, excuse me.
What?
I just told you I was sick. You started talking about yourself.
Are you being Fred or Mark?
Mark.
So it's okay to break character?
Yes, just focus on Fred and his illness. Put yourself in his place.
Okay. Should I say I'm sorry?
That would be a good start. Just ask questions and listen. Let people talk.
Of course. It's about Fred and his needs, not mine.
Right. Now ask me, Fred, a question.
What kind of question?
Are you in any pain? What's the treatment like?
Are you in any pain?
Not much. I'm on medication.
What's the treatment like?
I've had chemotherapy. It makes me nauseous, but I'm better now. I'm doing what I can. I go in for the treatment every few weeks.
So what are you doing for the holidays?
You're asking me what I'm doing for the holidays?
You're breaking character again, right?
Yes. Why are you asking me what I'm doing for the holidays?
You want me to dwell on cancer?
This man is dying. He needs to talk about it, even if it seems uncomfortable.
All right. Fred, what do the doctors say?
They're hopeful. They're going to try another kind of chemotherapy. There's an experimental drug they're using in Mexico.
Do you think that's safe? I mean, an experimental drug, that could be dangerous.
I don't have much choice.
What kind of cancer is it?
Pancreatic cancer.
Pancreatic? Oh, it's the worst kind!
Why are you saying that?
Are you Mark or Fred?
Mark, Fred, it doesn't matter. This man is facing a deadly disease.
Then his doctors should have told him the truth. I had a cousin with pancreatic cancer. They gave her 6 months, she died in 4.
And you're going to tell that to this man?
I'm telling him the truth. Do you want me to lie?
You don't know what you're talking about.
No! You have to tell people the truth.
That is just being cruel.
No, it's not. This is like not telling me I'm a narcissist.
It's not the same.
You should have told me the truth. I wouldn't have left.
You want the truth? Is that what you want?
Yes! That's all I've ever wanted.
All right. Here's the truth. Whatever your brother said on the videotape is probably right on the money. For 3 years, I have sat here listening to you repeat the same stories over and over and over again. You wallow in self-pity or prattle on about your wonderful artistic taste or your triumphs at the bridge table. On and on and on. You're like a broken record, playing the most annoying song in the world. And I wasted 3 years of my life listening to it. You say you tried your whole life to be different from your mother. You're no different at all. And you're doing the same thing to your own daughter. And Stanley. Well, take comfort in the fact that he is in a happier place now. Because I am absolutely sure you made his life an abject misery.
It's you, isn't it? You've got cancer.
No, Doris.
Well, how dare you speak to me like that? How dare you? I'm going to report you. I'm going to report you to the ethics board. You'll never practice again. I know lawyers. I'll run you out on a rail.
It's my wife.
Oh. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Is there anything I can do?
No,
How is she?
it's been difficult. I actually need to see her today. She's had a rough time in the hospital last night.
Go. You should have told me.
Probably.
I'll call this other doctor. I will.
Look, Doris, if you're not happy with Dr. Gray's, give me a call. It might take a while, but we can resume therapy if you're willing to work.
Oh, thank you. You don't know what that means to me. I know what you're going through. I know how bad it is. It was so awful for me when I lost Stanley. I'll never get over it. I've been so miserable. And it's brought up all these things from my past. Did I ever tell you about the time my mother left me alone in the car for 6 hours?
I don't remember.
It was horrible.
Don't worry, Doris. We'll get you through this.